Yeah, it's me again. It's me again. It's 7:11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's still the 27th of February, 2023, Monday. The other videos I'll post and just get reprocessed, but I can tell you right now, I'm getting my ass kicked once more, and I'm having a hell of a time trying to process it. Holy crap! Triggers. I kept trying to write about this damn stuff and talk to people about this damn thing. I'm seeing it happen too many places with too many people at this point. Fiction, nonfiction, reality, doesn't matter what the hell it is. It still triggers out there, and it's still getting my ass kicked left and right. A friend of mine is bitching and griping about his father left and right, and I wish I could tell this guy, look, you're just like my brother half the time in the first place on some occasions, but I know you've been doing a hell of a lot for him. I know my brother did a hell of a lot for Mom. Sometimes he felt like she didn't really appreciate him, and then there have been other times that she really did appreciate him. She just had a hell of a time to saying it every so often. Stubborn, authoritative, pain in the ass who she was. But she was still my mother and his. Both of them were dead. Ma's been 11 years. Dave's coming up on 5. And it hasn't been easy trying to deal with the frickin' anniversaries, I'll tell you that much, because my ass is getting kicked left and right. I love him so damn badly, I feel like jumping into a supermassive black hole and getting my ass torn apart. But that's how I'm feeling like inside, because I am getting torn apart left and right. There is pure hemorrhage in my damn soul, my feelings, my heart, everything inside. I try to convey this to a lot of people that when you lose your loved one, man, especially how much investment you put into it, despite that you're probably even seen a poor return on the damn thing, I'll tell you, it hurts like hell. I know about the anger and about grieving. I also know about how irritating it is that you probably felt like you got cheated because of what happened. My brother, he didn't express it. He didn't even say anything about it. But I know he was grieving, and he sure as hell didn't like showing it. To the rest of my family, every time we kept losing family members left and right. I always had to be so damn stoic about it, worse than Vulcans. But it still hurt like hell. Aunt May tore me apart. Grandma tore me apart. Losing dogs left and right that I had for a long time tore my ass apart. But no, I had to function, had to turn down the damn emotions and just function. Had to go on survival mode, had to go on work, had to. I can't tell people how devastating it is dealing in this kind of situation, in this feeling where everything is taken away from you and you're left with utter misery. Of course, people say, okay, get off your dead ass and start building because now you gotta survive. You gotta. Yeah, I know. But there are times when you have to reflect, when you have to find ways and quiet times to heal without even realizing one way or another you get triggered left or right, and then it leaves you completely, utterly devastated one way or another. Anything regarding family, anything regarding death is triggering me left and right. Can't watch a show without anybody else dying left and right. Can't listen to anything else happening because there's people dying left and right. Can't talk to your friends because there's always people dying left and right. Death is the constant element in living. And the hardest damn thing is dealing and coping with the loss because of how much investment has been put into that particular person. Hell, if you didn't care about the person, you wouldn't be grieving as bad. Unless, of course, there has been a hell of a regret in there somewhere that made you grieve like crazy, like a sorry son of a bitch. And you can't even figure it out until it dawns on you. You get the epiphany. And wonder what the hell's going on. Why are you grieving over this guy when you didn't even care, when you didn't even know him? Because somewhere you had that connection. I don't care if it's a one-way or a two-way. Doesn't matter. There was a connection. And then bingo. And how much you put into the investment, that's how much you're getting back in your return regarding the pain and level. So they say maybe it's better not to love. I know the old poem out there keeps bouncing off left and right. It's better to love and lost than never to love at all. Bullshit sometimes. It may feel like you're the loneliest bastard, but I'll tell you one thing. When you put that much investment into it, it tears your ass apart. And then again, that poem flip-flops. Maybe at times it is better to love and lost. At least you know what life is all about. You know what life is. This life, this time, right now. I'm grateful I had the time with my family. I'm grateful that I had with Ma and Dave. I'm grateful for all that time. All the crap we shared, all the things we got on each other's nerves. Being a caregiver for a hell of a long while for both of them. I kept telling myself I wouldn't trade it for anything. Because it got me super close to them. And I think it was well worth it. All the bickering, all the yelling, all the griping and complaining. If someone was that truly against life, and they can't stand life anymore, then why are they clinging onto it? Fear or regret? And for the caregiver that has to struggle with the emotions of why. Is it duty, or somewhere down deep inside much more than duty? Yeah, it would have been so much easier if that person would kick off early and then you wouldn't have to deal with it. You'll be dealing with it. You'll be dealing with the pain, you'll be dealing with the grief one way or another, but it'll be biting you in the ass. Right after the honeymoon, after the shock and awe has already been faded away, then it kicks you in the ass. And then you're going to start questioning like crazy. Not all the time at first. Because it's done so to me regarding my mother and my brother. Losing my gradual process, seeing them die in front of me, and knowing there's not a damn thing I could do about it. That last time of going 911, and then they're in the hospital, and you don't even realize it unless you'd already seen the beginnings of it. A death growl. Or even worse. Hours before, that cold spot goes right through your spine. And you know. But you don't want to know. And then hours later. Oh, the fight like hell to keep them alive for a few more hours or a few more days. And not realizing what the hell you're going to do at that point. Hoping against hope, or maybe a half a hope, that maybe somehow they'll they'll pull through maybe a hell of a lot worse, but maybe this time. Or it just takes them out quickly and you don't even realize it. But that's what happened. That's what happened. Gone forever. Gone forever. And I couldn't deal with it. I had a hell of a time trying to deal with Ma dying. And then when she actually did, I had been in shock for over a year. I'd get a project going in my head to do something about her. Help some, but not much. But afterwards, I had to check on my little dog. When she's sleeping, she's moaning and groaning. I was just saying she was alright. It hurts like hell. It gets worse every single year when the anniversaries come up. Because I'm realizing how long they've been gone. And some people are still trying to give indications of just let the pain go. I think it's the only thing I got left of them except for the memories, and that also causes pain. And pictures. But we grieve in our own time, in our own way. And I'm sorry for ripping into a friend of mine. He's an online friend. I just wish I'd met him in person and really got to know the dude. I miss him. And I'm hoping he's alright. I miss my other family members I've had. And I worry about them too. My extended family lost their mother. I lost more than just her. Felt like I lost them in the process. And that also hurts because even one death has a hell of a ripple effect. So I had to keep focusing on a Japanese Zen garden. It's a focal point, meditation of sorts, a reminder, cause and effect, and how much influences something has on a lot of things, and how much pain and how much love in the ripples. It doesn't matter where the triggers are coming from and what form or format they come, and they cause the effect. And I am still going through it. I'm still going through it. It's not the easiest damn thing to deal with. I look at myself in the mirror sometimes. I don't know who the hell I am anymore. You know, it's weird that sometimes I can see the same picture day in and day out on my phone and on my laptops. Sometimes they don't trigger me. And the air picture is happier times. The ghosts are still there. One way or another, I'll see an action. I'll see something happening. And, oh, God. The build-up begins. And then something innocuous, and then boom. Sometimes I'll know it coming, and then hopefully I try to get past it, but it hits. And it's been hitting hard this evening. Something innocuous, even as a text, may be innocent enough. Not even dealing with death, or just dealing with life in a different way. And something that I used to relate to, caregiving. Hearing it, going through it. Holy shit, that hurts. I mean, I kid you not, it kicks my ass. It's not the easiest damn thing to talk about. So I have to keep posting these things left and right. It's not supposed to be the easiest damn thing to talk about. It's the most intimate thing. When you're opening up your heart and your soul and everything else, including the hemorrhage. You know, physically they may have tried to repair the damage at the age of 4 years old of 3 valves. But there was another open wound. And it just stayed there and hemorrhaged. Didn't even realize it. Until decades later. Yeah, it's the hardest damn thing to deal with. That friend of mine is having a hard time with his own relative, his own parent. And him being bound by duty. He feels it was necessary. I know what my mother and and my brother had been through it, taking care of our grandmother. Stroke ridden, half of her working, the right side, the left side dead. It's the hardest damn thing to go through. 3.5, I think, years. 24/7. My brother was in the Navy. He couldn't get the leave time necessary. Things had happened to him that got him screwed up one way or another. It hurt like hell. But he finally managed to get back home to help take care of the family. And Ma had to do this 24/7. She'd gotten help sometimes from her friends and relatives. But she was doing it. And they had to take care of me as a teenager too at the same time. I was getting on the job training for it. Listening to it all the damn time and participating in a lot of it. You learn a lot of things about being a caregiver. Especially with your grandmother. And you love her very much. She'd constantly scream out, Fred, a childhood boyfriend at one time. I kept telling her she's Grandma, there's no Fred here. Fred, where's Fred? I want him. Grandma, he's not here. Fred! Where is he? Grandma, you're at home? There is no Fred. Never been a Fred here. Who the hell is he anyway? I want to see him. Ma, what are we doing? Sometimes she was beside herself. She didn't even know. Go, Mama, go back to sleep. It's 2 in the morning. Sometimes she couldn't help herself. She really couldn't. It was the hardest damn thing to deal with. I'd never gone through an experience like that before in my life. And yeah, it scared the hell out of me, pissed me off, and I still had to help out my mother. Immature damn Brad didn't know his ass from a hot rock. Ma having issues with me because I'm still struggling trying to deal with it, but also trying to deal with Grandma at the same damn time. Now, how the hell is my mother supposed to be dealing with that shit? Fuck. It's no wonder she had lost her mind totally. Or really became a control freak or an author. Well, actually, she did. She tried to grieve in her own way after Grandma died. But there was no support groups out there that Ma could talk to. Or anybody else. She had to bury her damn feelings and go out looking for work. She had gotten state funding to help take care of Grandma. And when she died, that was it. Every damn death tore her apart. Took a piece of her left and right. And it was taking a piece out of me too. But, we had to both struggle, shove the pain down. We all had to. Never liked it in the first place. Didn't have to. We had to deal with it. We had to survive. But we feel like there was no other way for us to do it anyway. How the hell were we supposed to do it? I don't know how the hell we got through those days. I really don't. I guess thinking about my friend going through what he's going to go through. He even had to make sure that there was going to be funeral situations going. Just to make sure that everything was covered before it happened. He had a hell of a way trying to deal with it. He still is. I don't know what else I could do to say or support this guy. I was trying to warn him off concerning about the guilt and the regret. Survivor's guilt sucks. Everybody that you know goes and dies off. Friends disappear. Maybe you'll get some contact with a few people if you're lucky, but everybody else, they all seem to want to give you some room to grieve and mourn. Sometimes you do need a little bit of support, and the rest of the time you do need it alone to process. It changes you a hell of a lot. It changed me too much. was the first casualty, and then everything else was. Everybody else was dying on me left and right throughout the years, even pets. They all mattered a great deal to me. You just can't throw that away. You just can't. You can't hide that away. You just can't let it go. It's part of the nature. You have to deal with it. You have to cope with it. You have to grow up with the damn shit. Some days you're functioning, and other days you're not. But in our life, in our society, we have to function. There is no time to grieve. Unless you're already retired and not thinking of another career. Then it really plays havoc with you. Yup. I want the college to occupy myself, to occupy my brain. Learn some stuff. Finish a childhood thing that should have been done a long time ago that I wasn't ready and mature enough for it. Now, I got the maturity for it, but it still kicks my ass sometimes. And I'm worried. How the hell am I going to get through all this damn shit and deal with everything else? God's honest truth, I don't know. I can't tell you that because I really don't frickin' know. I struggle like crazy like everybody else does. It's not them, it's me. Always has been. Always has been. So now I'm fighting like crazy, trying for survival. Trying to cope. And I'm not doing a good job either. I said before, I'm getting my ass kicked on this shit. I just wish I could tell my friend this. You're not the only one who'd walked through this shit before. I had a brother, and at times he hated his father. There had been things he'd grown up with, and his own biological father, Dave and I were 8 years separated, two different biological sperm donors, apparently. Mine was a sperm donor. He was a hit and run, and my brother, at least, he knew his father. He talked with his father. He stayed with his father for some times in his period of life. And I kept trying to tell him. Every time he kept trying to badmouth him like crazy, I said, Dave, at least you know the bastard. You know him. I don't know my own. Mine was a hit and run. He got my mother knocked up and then ran like crazy. In the head like the worm he was. Got buried somewhere. So I never had a dad. I never had a father. I never had those experiences. I kept trying to tell him how lucky he was. How lucky he was he'd had a father. I didn't. The last thing that my brother's father actually did was unofficially adopt me as one of his sons. My brother his jaw dropped when we got a Christmas gift from him. One for him, one for me. It may have been a gift card from a place, but no, it was set on the behind. And I showed it to him, and Dave was like, oh, he really did care about you, John. I'm like, damn, Dave. I guess I am part of your family now. Unfortunately, when we got evicted out of one particular trailer home we had right after Mama's death, we had about a year and a half. We get evicted and he dies the same damn day. I talked to him a couple of times. I even met him once. My brother warned me he liked to tell tall tales, so did my brother at times, so I was aware of it. But I kept thinking, at least Davey had him, I didn't. I wish I had. There had been a couple of gentlemen in our lives that could have been a father. I could have had a father, but I didn't. But I'd met some wonderful gentlemen that I honestly cared about. And I'm grateful I had. Friends and uncles. Yeah. I'm either considered a lucky person for knowing such wonderful people in my life, or I'm one screwed up individual, but I think I'm lucky anyway. I'm blessed. To lose a loved one. No matter how much pain and agony you think you're suffering through this with this person, you'll never know what hell happens afterwards. If there was that much deeper reservoir of love that you had, besides duty, God is going to kick you in the ass royally. And you're going to hate it. Because you wish to God he was back in your life and then be a part of your life. To say if you actually had that much love in your life, love in your heart for the guy, or for that person. It's the same thing for my mama. I tried and I struggled like crazy. I had the same thing for my brother. Imperfect as they were, they were still familiar. My familiar. And I regret the crap that I had to be a survivor and talk about him a great deal.